Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday edition of Litter Media Live for this March 28th, 2024, Major League Baseball's opening day.
Play ball.
Reds and Washington Nationals this afternoon. I believe it is a 4:06 start, something like that. Sometime after 4 o'clock.
I had 4:10, but who knows?
Okay, so maybe it is 4:10. So at any rate, we're getting ready for some baseball. I can't wait to see baseball again. It's been a long time since the Browns finished up playing the football season, so I've been waiting for something, and basketball just hasn't sufficed for my need.
I was trying to watch MLB's prediction, and they were talking about the Reds. I was at the gym, and I couldn't hear what they were saying. I don't know what they said about them. So
I haven't heard either. But it seems like they always talk about Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, all of those teams.
The only one that I did hear last night is the talking head asked the expert, quote unquote, so who can challenge the Dodgers in the West? And his response was, nobody. He said, I know you want conversation here, but I don't see anybody touching it.
Yeah.
But he thought San Francisco and San Diego would be in the race for the wild cards.
Yeah. And I heard one shocking thing, that they think that Mike Trout is going to end up with another team before the end of the year.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised.
And he could be a nice fit in center field for the Reds. At any rate, let's get on with the show here today. We've got weather to look at. We'll also take a look at news and more on sports. But first, here is our weather.
Now, sunshine today with a high about 53. Looking for even warmer weather on Friday through the weekend with highs of 65. I think there's a chance of some showers on Saturday. At this point, they're saying Easter Sunday looks like clouds and 59.
We just don't want to mess up dresses.
You mean like wearing dresses on Easter?
Yeah, because you got to.
Because I will not be wearing my dress on Easter.
No, nor will I. I will be wearing something.
My dress as if I have one. Yeah.
It will be a dress, that's for sure. All right, coming up, we'll take a look at what's happening with news next. But first, Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389 is the number to call to request the services of Scioto Valley Dumpsters. They'll bring a dumpster to you wherever you need it, business or residential, and then when you're done filling it up, they'll haul it away. 740-253-8389. Tell them that Dan and Mike sent you.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Hey everyone, this is Pastor Gray from the Zion Baptist Church in Chillicothe, Ohio. You are probably wondering, why the heck are you at Chillicothe High School Gymnasium? Well, I got some great news. This Sunday, Easter Sunday, March the 31st at 11 a.m., we're moving our services. Yep, we're leaving the sanctuary and we're coming to Chillicothe High School Gymnasium. You might be asking, well, why do you want to come to the gymnasium? Number one, I want to open up a community service. You know, there are many times that people may want to come to church, but may not want to go into the church house for church. So I'm just opening up the avenue, bringing it to the Chillicothe High School Gymnasium. We want all of you, if you're not going to any church or you don't belong to any church, we want you to come to Zion. I believe that you'll have a great worship experience this Easter. And look at all this space that we've got. We want to fill this up for Jesus. On Easter, March 31st, 11 a.m. here at the Chillicothe High School Gymnasium. Now, do me a favor. We want people to get this message because we want people to come to church. So if you would, please take this message and share it. Somebody you know may just need the word that's going to come here on Easter Sunday. Chillicothe High School Gymnasium, 11 a.m. Share the video, please. We want to build a house for Jesus.
For Sunday, Zion Baptist will have the north end of Chillicothe's campus, and then you go almost a quarter mile south to the auditorium, and your church is there.
Yeah, Troy's service at the gymnasium is at 11. First Wesleyan Church will be in the Chillicothe Middle School, High School auditorium at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. So I'm assuming your best option would be, if you're going to the Zion service at the gymnasium, park in the Hatton parking lot. If you're going to the First Wesleyan service at the auditorium, you would park in that extreme south parking lot. Right. For people that park along the street, it's good luck. Just don't get confused on where you're supposed to be going. You know?
I hope the police department's there to help direct traffic. And remember, the reason you're at church is to not to get on each other's nerves and yell and scream at each other. So remember what you did.
Who knows? Maybe some folks will come to one and then go to the other. I don't know.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at what's making news for us today. We will tell you that our website is continuing to be the old look. We hope to have it up and live sometime today, if not tomorrow, but we still have a hoop or two to jump through with our web hosters. So that's why you're looking at the same old stories from 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right.
And you've got the lead story?
I've got the lead story.
Yeah.
Okay. It helps to take a look at things. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes Spring Retreat. This is the FCA at Canonia Farms Camp along Long Run Road in Lauraville, Ohio. It's coming up April 13th through the 14th. We ask that you register by April 1st, and you'll get a discounted rate of just $70. After the 2nd of April, it's $80, with registration deadline being April 7th. I've been to this camp. I've watched these kids in action. It is well worth investing in. So this is a powerful weekend for high school students to disconnect from the world, and they literally do disconnect because they don't get cell service out there. Connect with the Lord and other students at a powerful level. I've seen the growth from these kids, and it's Pickaway County is very invested in this, but there are kids from outside of the area. I think there's, 30-some chapters that are planted all across. And we've had the folks in. Brian Grigsby has talked about this. He leads the Scioto Valley chapter of FCA. And this farm is on Michael and Annette Linton's farm. And Michael from Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is very much invested in these kids in a big way. And it's well worthwhile. If you can get your kids there, please do so.
Katie Uhl, the executive director of South Central Ohio chapter of the American Red Cross, was our special edition guest yesterday, where she was talking, among other things, about their blood donations.
Sure. So usually for a blood drive, if you're interested in what we call sponsoring a blood drive, you're just going to need basically to fill out an interest form. So if you can get, like, say, 30 names on an interest form, it doesn't mean that they're going to actually, all those people are going to end up donating on the day. It just means, oh, I've got 30 people who say, I would give blood, sure. And then you have the space to do it. That's pretty much what entails whether or not we're able to set one up. And then we work on a date and time with that, with the sponsor, and get that set up and for a day and time that works for them and their space, and our collection staff. So that's kind of how that works. And it's actually really simple, especially for employers. If you get 30 staff members who say, sure, I'll give blood. Even if it doesn't end up working out for them on that particular day, that's okay. It doesn't affect you in that way. But the more people we can get to sign up initially, the better. Yeah.
Katie represents Ross, Pickaway, Fairfield, Hocking, Athens, Adams, Highland, Fayette, Vinton, and Clinton counties. This district was reorganized at the first of the year. Jessica Hayden was the longtime director with a much smaller county, but they've kind of expanded out a little bit. So get more information about how to donate, where to donate by going to redcrossblood.org. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
redcrossblood.org. Of course, you can download the app and you have it on your smartphone ready to go.
And you can type in the zip code, and that will tell you all the blood drives that are coming up.
It'll bring up a map and shows you all the area blood drives. And, it has a little list on the left-hand side that shows those that are coming up and within your area. So it's very convenient and a great way to at least get the appointment set so that you can give blood.
And we'll have a follow-up on that tomorrow about April, some of the promotions they have coming up.
All right. Power has finally been restored down in Waverly at the Garnet Wilson Library. And this, of course, they had the fire last week, the adjacent building. The library needs to replace some wiring, fire, also water-damaged walls, carpet on the main floor while the entire collection is removed and cleaned. The basement will have carpets replaced in the hallway and community meeting room, and the process will take several weeks to about a month. So keep an eye out for the programming announcements and building updates for what's going on here. I know that they mentioned a lot of their books on hold have been moved to Piketon, that library branch. So if you want to find out more, certainly follow them on Facebook. They've got more details there.
Tickets are available now for the John Patrick's Curious Savage, presented by the Lancaster Playhouse. They will have shows on April 5th, 12th, and 13th at 7:30 p.m., and April the 6th and 14th at 2 p.m. The Curious Savage is a charming, bittersweet comedy about a wealthy widow whose greedy stepkids have committed her in an attempt to control her inheritance. Again, that is at the Lancaster Playhouse.
And country and gospel singer Jerry Salley, he's a songwriter too, Grammy Award winner as well. He's going to be at the Postmark for a CD release party May 10th with VIP meet and greet at 6:15. The show itself starts at 7 p.m. Seating is limited at the Postmark. You will not be disappointed in this entertainment because not only does Jerry entertain, but he also witnesses, and he's just, when he left here to go to Nashville, he knew what he was doing, and he's learned a lot since going to Nashville now 40 plus years ago.
Longtime friend of Dan and Mike.
Yes.
On the radio as well as here at Litter Media. Our road report for today deals with the third super load that's coming up through the Scioto Valley today. Please be aware of traffic delays as you travel in and around the area. It will follow the same route as the previous two loads and scheduled to be delivered to Hebron, Ohio this Saturday. While no official closures or detours are planned, slow rolling roadblocks will be necessary during the transit, and drivers should plan for long delays along the route. I believe they were supposed to be coming up through Waverly this morning. They may be here in Chillicothe by now, and then up through Pickaway County later today.
And this is a heavier load. I think the first two were like 320,000 pounds. This one is like 560,000 pounds.
That's big.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if it's moving at the same pace. I'm not sure. But congratulations to the folks moving those things.
So far.
Yeah.
There's more to come.
All right, up ahead, a look at sports. As we mentioned, high school baseball is underway, but we've got baseball, Major League Baseball to talk about. And our Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week is just around the corner as well. But first, these words about accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. Your trusted comfort advisor, make your indoor situation comfortable. In order to do that, go to Accurate. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, or you can go right to their website, which is accuratehvac.com for accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. Sports is next.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Time for sports, and we begin with our high school roundup.
No, we're going to start with Major League Baseball.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Read your script there, son. Play ball! That's what they'll be calling out. Actually, the first game, I think, is at 1:40 in New York today. But the Reds and Nationals will be at 4:10 this afternoon. And, again, you had an opportunity to be in the Findlay Market Day Parade about right now.
But we've had things to take care of here, so I decided it was best to be here at home.
And this is the Reds' opening day roster. If you can see all of those names, of course, folks, those of you who are listening on Litter Media Radio, you can't see it. But a few new names from last year's roster.
Yeah. Andrew Abbott is back again. They've got these listed as alphabetical. TJ Antone, great to see him back. He has been off and on. He's had, 2 Tommy John surgeries in the last 3 years. Also, Graham Ashcraft, I did see one prediction that he will probably be the best pitcher of the season.
Wow.
I don't know about that. Also, Fernando Cruz out of the bullpen. Alexis Diaz is the closer. You have Buck Farmer there. Hunter Green, he's the number 2 starter now. Nick Martinez. Frankie Montes is to be the starting pitcher for opening day. And a lot of folks are excited to see him. He was the acquisition from the Yankees, but was with the Oakland Athletics prior to that. Also, who else do we have here? Emilio Pagan, along with Lucas Sims, Brent Suter, and Justin Wilson. And 3 of those are new guys, from what I understand.
You remember when all the talk was about Hunter Green being the number 1 guy?
Yeah, well, he's number 2 now.
How about that?
Will Benson's going to get the start in center field for the Reds for the injured T.J. Friedel. Then you got, is it Jaime?
You know, that was a new one that I did not recognize.
Candelario, he was the free agent signing from the Chicago Cubs. Eli De La Cruz will be at shortstop. Christian Encarnacion Strand, he will be right there at first base. Santiago Espinal, he was signed last week. And he is one of those infielder guys who can play just about anywhere. Stuart Fairchild will be spelling cement, just time out in the outfield. Jake Fraley is going to nail down that right field position. Jonathan India, he will most likely be at second base with Matt McClain's injury. Luke Malley will be backing up Tyler Stevenson at catcher. Nick Martini is, I think he played a little bit last year. They brought him up. He's a utility guy. And Bubba Thompson. I don't know a whole lot about Bubba Thompson.
What are we going to do with Spencer Steer? First base?
I think left field is where he is.
Got to have that guy in
there. Yeah. How did I forget to mention his name?
Yeah.
Did I not see
And you did mention L.A. De La Cruz.
Yes.
Yeah. I am assuming shortstop.
Yes.
The way that guy could run, I don't understand why they don't have him in the outfield. But
it's been suggested he plays center field, and I don't know why they've not done that.
Because he's got a cannon for an arm.
He does have a cannon for an arm. And if I were playing first base, I would be really...
That thing's coming over there in a hurry.
Because when he winds up and lets it loose, and he's got those long arms, and
I wish they could get a camera angle to see the eyes of the first baseman as that ball is coming at him. Yeah.
I just picture Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four. Just that arm stretching all the way over there real quick, and boom, you're out.
And again, the Reds, they first pitch at 4:10 from Great American Ballpark against the Nationals. Again, the Guardians are out on the West Coast tonight against the A's. I think that's a 10:07 start time.
And we don't have their lineup to go through like we did just a moment ago
Yeah.
with the Reds. So.
We talked earlier about a no-hitter this week in high school baseball. Well, there was another one last night. Chillicothe's Mason Brown fired a no-no for the Chillicothe Cavaliers, handing Adena their first loss of the season, 4-0. 9 strikeouts in the game for Mason. He only walked 2. So he was doggone close to a perfect game.
And he finds himself as our Neil Coleman Insurance, Wyandotte Mutual Insurance Player of the Week. So congratulations to Mason Brown. Go Cavs.
Big win last night. And speaking of the Cavs, the NBA Cavs after beating Charlotte a few days ago in Charlotte last night, they turned the table, beating the Cavs 118 to 111.
I haven't taken a look at the NBA standings for a while. And I know at one point in time they were, number 3?
Well, there were 2. They went to 3, went back to 2, and right now I'm not sure.
All in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So maybe I can look this up here. And
My brother says the Boston Celtics are going to win it all this year.
Well, your brother knows a lot.
Well, he's a Celtic fan.
That's
so we'll see.
All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at this date in history. The Litter Media Wayback Machine is dialed up for
1984, and sticking with a sports theme today.
All right, details next.
Litter Quality Propane. Online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Our financial lives have never been more complex, and some decisions just can't wait, which is why our K&B Mobility app gives you instant access to the financial tools you need wherever you are. Get a clear picture of all of your accounts, check your daily transactions, receive account alerts, and much more. So no matter where you are or what you are doing, you can make the best decisions for you and your financial goals. Download our Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
HainesHealth.com is the website for Haines Total Healthcare Center. If you want to find them, simply go out Marietta Road and then just hang a right on Medical Drive there. It's the first place you'll see. Of course, you'll see the sign before you see the building. Stop out and find out more about their chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutrition that they can share with you. Haines is celebrating 50 years of business. Haines Total Healthcare Center. HainesHealth.com. Before we get to this date in history, I looked it up. Cleveland Cavaliers, by a half game, are in 4th place of the Eastern Conference standings right now.
This is not the time of year you want to be struggling, and slipping in the standings.
When they take the top 13 teams in the conference for the playoffs, you're okay.
Unless you want to play, a better seeded team. So
yeah, true.
Keep plugging away. Mm-hmm. Sticking with sports on this date in 1984, where I had to do a quick reminder from Dan as to, was this before the Browns moved? It was before. Bob Irsay, owner of the once mighty Baltimore Colts, moves the team to Indianapolis. Without any kind of public announcement, Irsay hired movers to pack up the team's offices in Owings Mills, Maryland, in the middle of the night while the city of Baltimore slept. I mean, is this not the, et tu, Brute?
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, in watching the film footage from the news, there was a snowstorm at the time as well. So here they are. These moving trucks are going out on the interstate with all these snow flurries flying everywhere. And that was a fitting moment. It's been a good move, I think, for the Colts to go to Indianapolis. I will tell you, having gone to Indianapolis for a few games there when Garen Veras was playing with the Patriots, and I went back for a Browns game as well, the people were fantastic. The old RCA Dome had an open-air press box. Mm-hmm. And one game I was working, I had a front row seat there amongst press row. And the people that were in front of me were turning around, offering me food and everything.
Wow.
and all. It was really nice.
That's the only reason he thinks it was a good move.
But my wife went with me, and she became a Colts fan at the time. And so she went with me, and she couldn't sit with me in the press box. So we would get a ticket for her, and she would sit out in the crowd. And that's where she became a fan of the Indianapolis Colts at that time. But a friend of ours went with us This was a coworker of my wife's. We went to the Browns-Indianapolis game. We're there, and I see him up on the Jumbotron. And because I didn't know where he was going to sit because he bought a scalp ticket out front. And so he shows, we didn't have cell phone technology then to say, hey, where are you? That kind of thing. And I'm just sitting there, and during a timeout, I take a look, and there he is on the Jumbotron. I caught up with him later for the ride back, and he says, the seat was great. I'm on the 20-yard line. I had a different set of Colts cheerleaders every quarter, and then I end up on the Jumbotron.
Now, there is a connection with this move and the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Because the Browns, of course, moved to Baltimore, become the Ravens, although all of the old records that were associated with the Cleveland Browns stayed with a franchise that basically the NFL says we're going to make sure we get a franchise back in Cleveland, which, of course, it did. Art Modell, who takes the team to Baltimore, that's where he wins his first ever Super Bowl.
And that's where Ozzie Newsome got a Super Bowl ring, and that wasn't as a player, that was as a general manager. I think he was player personnel director at the time, but now I think he's the GM.
Yeah.
So, it's been kind of a good move for everybody except for the Browns in that regard.
But this year, maybe. Now, I can remember the Colts had a band.
Yeah.
Did that go to Indianapolis? Did they have that over there, or did they just drop that
I don't
idea?
remember seeing the band at Indianapolis. I know the Browns have a percussion section that plays, and I know the old Redskins used to have a band as well. But yeah, I remember watching NFL films in the 1960s and seeing the marching band going out, just like it was a college marching band.
Yeah, really.
But they all had, at that time, Baltimore Colts wear on, majorettes and the whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
There's
a lot of things have changed with the NFL over the years.
It certainly has. I remember when the Browns made the announcement, and back then I think we had CBS Radio was the radio network coverage, and Missy and I were having lunch in the park, and I remember I had a Chevy S10 pickup truck. I had my Browns jacket on, listening to the CBS News special report, and this was where Art Modell is standing at the podium making the official announcement. We're happy to be here in Baltimore, and so on and so forth. I got out of the truck, took off my jacket, threw it into the bed of the truck, and said, that's it. What am I going to do with all my Brown stuff? And then shortly thereafter, the NFL came out with the Hall of Fame is going to hold on to the branding of the Cleveland Browns, and when it returns, and it finally did in 1999. And but yeah, that was an emotional moment for me.
I thought maybe you had a soft drink in your mouth when you heard the word and spit it all over me.
I only did that during one particular radio interview I was doing. We'll not get into that right now.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
All right, that's it for the program today. Special edition tomorrow or no?
Nothing for tomorrow.
Nothing scheduled for tomorrow.
It's Good Friday tomorrow. Don't forget that.
That makes tomorrow's show then will be a special edition for us in that regard. And again, thank you to Troy Gray for the information there, and John Welch, of course, with First Wesleyan Church. Many of the churches are having special services, and I will tell you, this is also the big weekend for Pastor Brad out at Kingston.
Yes, that's correct.
Because he's got that big bushy beard, and that is going to be shaved Easter Sunday if they bring 200 people to church.
Yeah.
Or whoever brings the most, I guess, is going to be. So I hope they have that on their live stream. It'll be fun to watch.
Another thing about Easter weekend and church service, just so you'll know if you're driving by, the First Wesleyan Church has a sunrise service at Accurate Heating and Cooling's parking lot.
Oh, really?
At 7:15 Sunday morning.
That'll be a beautiful sunrise there to be able to watch that from the...
They've done that for 2 or 3 years, so if you want to stop in and join in, that's about 7:15. I think they ask you to arrive about 7. They'll have coffee and things like that, but you can watch the sun come up over the horizon.
That's very cool.
All righty.
All right, that's it for the program today. Thank you for watching here on Litter Media Facebook, as well as YouTube, and thanks for listening on Litter Media Radio.